What's going on, guys? My project is on the effect that climate change has on our glaciers. Through this presentation, I'm going to show you evidence on how dramatic climate change has increased in overall temperature change and how this change is affecting larger global processes. The overall melting and extinction of glaciers is just one piece of evidence to demonstrate how bad our situation is becoming. I got into this topic through my hiking background, but I feel as it is in my blood as my father grew up in Switzerland. As a young child, I was exposed to the grand and beautiful nature of the Swiss Alps. I have memories of enormous white-top mountain peaks following the most luscious and giant glaciers. I've always been really intrigued by their vastness. As climate change has progressed through the years, you're actually able to see a lot of the change firsthand. Where there are supposed to be giant glaciers, there are small and much more compact versions of what used to be. The before and after pictures of some of these changes are actually even scarier, as you're able to see thousands of years of evolution go away in 70 years. I wanted to get into this topic to highlight the overall climate change, but most importantly highlight something that is very significant and often underlooked. What is a glacier? Glaciers are composed of many years of fallen snow. Glaciers are generally composed up of two main categories. Alpine glaciers develop from the peaks of accumulating snow on mountaintops. They flow down from mountaintops, carving into much of the valley, carrying sediment and rock as it moves. The second example of this are ice sheets. Ice sheets are a more general term for a large area of ice buildup. These areas form domes of ice and accumulating snow. The largest ice sheets are called continental glaciers, making up much of Antarctica. What is contributing to climate change? Well, in short, it's an exaggerated greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is a natural occurring process where gases trap the sun's radiation. Certain gases block this heat from escaping. Some of the most common natural gases are water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, ozone, and chlorofluorocarbons. Although this process is natural in maintaining the planet's temperature, human activity is speeding up the burning of fossil fuels, which is increasing the amount of greenhouse gases within the atmosphere. Carbon emissions have increased by 47%. This is one of the largest driving factors. Another example of a common greenhouse gas is nitrous oxide, which is especially found in farming and agriculture. A number of scientists have predicted that human-related increase in atmospheric carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases could lead, by the end of the century, to a global increase of 3 to 4 degrees Celsius. This global warming could alter Earth's climate and produce new patterns and extreme droughts and rainfall. Following this data, for the last 40 years, the temperature has risen at about 0.32 degrees Fahrenheit per decade, and a global temperature has increased about 2 degrees. Researchers have concluded that global warming needs to be limited to about 1.5 degrees Celsius to steer clear of more drastic climate change and weather patterns. Many of the glaciers originally found in Glacier National Park ceased to exist, while it is predicted that they will be gone by 2100. This is just one area, but it can be seen in many other places as well. Since then, the ocean temperature has risen about 0.6 degrees Celsius. This is largely due to the fact that there's far less ice in the polar regions. Why is this such an extremely important issue? The first point I would definitely have to make will be that it took thousands of years for these particles to develop into these massive blocks of ice. We are wasting it away in about a century, and I think that is very concerning. Secondly, reduced icefall and snowfall will change a lot of the vegetation, wildlife, and overall biomes of the land around it. In Arctic regions, reduced sea ice may increase coastal erosion. Hydroelectric energy will be greatly reduced as there will be far much less water flow. Irrigation will also be altered as the water flow will be greatly reduced. Glacier reduction is a very big red flag as it demonstrates that our global climate change has been increasing dramatically throughout the 21st century.